Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. In this video I'm going to be talking about the late 1950s to early 60s Turkish officers' dress uniform. So let's get started, shall we? When it comes to the main history of the Turkish Army, you must realize that Turkey, as a NATO member, pretty much did what every other NATO member have done: copy the Americans and the British. So the main uniform is actually inspired by battle dress uniforms and eye jackets. Even the field uniforms are definitely British inspired battle dress uniforms. And the service dress is an American eye jacket. Let's start with the original 1950s service dress cap. These caps were introduced in 1947 and used up until 1955. They were made with a soft liner on the inside and were more of a crusher style cap design. I would say they're more of a British World War II design than an American one. And the later 55 ones are definitely more closer to the American examples. The example you see that I'm wearing is for the gendarme officers. The gendarme in Turkish Army is quite similar to the French gendarme, and they were mostly responsible for internal security along with rural policing. What makes this uniform distinct, however, is the fact that it's actually for a gendarme school cadet instructors. Simply put, you can see it by the insignia on my left shoulder, which indicates that it's for a gendarme cadet school. Along with the fact that I have collar tabs that indicates that I am doing a gendarme officer's impression. Another headwear that is used during field exercises is the field cap. This one is a late 50s, early 60s example, and you mostly see these in like 1960, 1961, 62-ish. Not really a 50s item per se, however, it is technically in the 1955 regulations, but I have yet to find any 50s photographs with these hats being used. So more research needs to be done regarding these headwear pieces. It has decorative ear flaps, a star which indicates the rank of a lieutenant, however you want to say it, and red and blue insignia which indicates that it's a gendarme, just like you see it on this cap badge as well. Overall, designed for the field, I have seen them being used with the service dress uniform for some field exercises where, sometimes officers for some reason use their day-to-day wear uniforms for a field exercise as observers. So most likely, being belong to this set, I would assume it was used together during mostly field exercises where the service cap wouldn't have been used. The main difference when it comes to jackets is quite simple. The day-to-day wear service dress jackets have a collar that cannot be closed, whereas the field service uniforms actually do have a button which allows you to fully close the uniform and make it into pretty much the same thing as a British battle dress. I actually have examples of said uniforms, and you rarely see the officers closing down the collar because they were supposed to be wearing ties with their undershirts. So it's quite hard to close a collar when you have a tie. And mostly predominantly these uniforms in the early 50s were used in the Korean War, especially the field uniforms. The dress uniforms less so. Obviously, during the Korean War, there's a war going on. However, outside of the battlefields, the dress uniforms were used for dress occasions and for leave duty as well. And there are a couple examples here, as you can see. That brings us to the trousers. The trousers are the most simple thing, to be honest with you. They're just straight-legged trousers, and there's not much, special about them aside from the fact that they're pretty much an identical copy of British or American design. When it comes to the ties, you would have a lighter khaki or a darker khaki tie. This mostly depends on the season that you're wearing your uniform. For summer months and spring, you have the lighter one, and for winter and autumn, you have the darker one. So 6-month rotation, you have differences when it comes to the tie color. From 1960 onwards, however, you see the black ties being used instead of the khaki ones for pretty much all of the time. And finally, for winter months, you get to see the grey coat being used, and the design of the grey coat is obviously British when it comes to the funny little thing. It is definitely inspired either by the British or the American. So, yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the uniforms. And, well, if you don't, and if you excuse me, it is 30 degrees outside, and it's really, really warm wearing this coat right now. So, have some photographs while I quickly change. With that, that brings us to the end of the video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this brief look into the 1950s and early 60s of the Turkish Army. I hope to make more videos regarding the Turkish Republic and Turkish uniforms in the near future, and I really hope you guys enjoyed them as well. So, if you guys have any other suggestions, any comments, anything to say, comment them down below, give us a like, and subscribe. Thank you.